Hey everybody, it's Kellen, and I just want to talk about some things. It is no secret that in the past years, and especially in the past week, that there has been issues in the relationship between law enforcement and the community. Things have been simmering for decades, and it is obvious that it's now at a boil. So we've seen all the posts, all the hashtags, all the venting, and all the anger on these issues. But the purpose of this video today is to talk about some solutions. Okay, now some of the solutions that are on the surface, you might hear people saying,
just stop doing crime.
Man, 12, stay out our hood.
And then you have this guy that wants us to come and work for the police. So where do I stand on this? One thing I noticed is you have a whole group of people that seems to be fed up. So you try to be harder on them, or you try to prepare for some uprising. So what do I mean by that? I'm talking about the militarization of the police force in America. Man, that's tough to say. I know many of you can remember back to Ferguson with Mike Brown when the streets looked more like Afghanistan or a war zone than the United States of America. So on August 28, 2014, I took to Facebook, looked up information, and it says from boots to bayonets, microwaves, my resistant armored vehicles, $5 billion of military equipment is given to police department agencies across the United States. Why? So I had the bright idea, why not just take 20% of that $1 billion and make sure that every police officer that is on the beat is armed with a camera and a mic? Well, it appears that President Barack Obama saw the post and said, you know what? Sounds good. All right. And he thought I was being a little too aggressive. So he cut it back and said, I can't give $1 billion, but what I can do is I can do 75 million over a 3-year span. So why did I think this? I thought that because police are the most powerful person in the judicial system. I consider them part of it. They work together. Because you can arrest, imprison, judge, you can be the jury, and you can be the executioner. So when you have that much power, where does accountability and integrity come in? We are far past the days of just believing that every officer is right, every officer is good. Now, this video is no knock on police officers out there, so chill out. I will be one of the first people to tell you that police are important. We cannot just do away with them because it's just chaos. But just because someone takes care of you a little bit does not mean that they can get away with foolishness extensively. So I'm thinking that if you can have some form of transparency, then things would be much better. I mean, let's face it. We all know growing up, you are less likely to do something wrong if you know that someone is looking. You like to hide. So on my job, I have auditors. I have people that will call and look into what I'm doing at any time. And the biggest part is this: they're not part of my agency. So there is no conflict of interest. I brought that up to get rid of the idea of internal investigation or internal affairs. I mean, I'm not wrong to believe that y'all in the same building, some of y'all go to lunch together, some of y'all work together, and there's not going to be any bias when it comes down to a complaint filed against you. Just not buying it. So that's where these two come together. My idea would increase accountability, and it could create jobs. There has been far too many times where a police officer was recorded against their knowledge, and what happened on the tape is different from what they put in the police report. Personally, I think that if you lie on a police report and you jeopardize someone else's life, you should be fired, but we'll get to that. Oh, and if you want a couple references, how about Walter Scott that got shot in the back in the Carolinas? Or I believe it was in Jersey where a cop reported that a woman tried to drive off or hit him with her car, but she was recording it. It went to iCloud. He tried to delete it. It ended up going to the cloud, and it ended up coming out later that he lied. That's frustrating. And every single time you see on your timeline a story that comes out that shows the inappropriate behavior of law enforcement, it breaks down the trust between the community and law enforcement. And you cannot blame the community for that. So how do we fix it? Better yet, let's look at a football example. Every single week during football season, we see a questionable call. So when you have a call like that and you have millions of fans watching and all this stuff is on the line, you don't go to the sideline and ask them, did you catch the ball? Because if you ask someone on the sideline of the team, they're going to say yes. And if you go to the other sideline and you say, did he fall out of bounds and drop the ball? You don't see them saying, we're going to launch a full internal investigation and let you know. No, they go to someone that is neutral. They go to the referee, they look at camera angles, and they make a decision on whether it was a catch or not. If you can do that for a sport, How can you not do that when people's lives are on the line? It just does not make sense.
No, like seriously, like that was a catch.
So I'm just gonna go out and say it. The reason why they don't want to be recorded is because they do things that are wrong.
You preach it, Kale.
And it's time out for that. If the government and if the lawmakers were really serious about making things right, this is what they would do. Too many times we have seen instances where law enforcement may not have done the right thing, and we hear this.
That we're satisfied with the DA's findings, but we're certainly not happy about having to have had to use force.
And I'm telling you, we tired of it. My solution is every officer has a camera and mic on at all times, except for when you go into the bathroom. Every routine traffic stop should be recorded. If there is a complaint filed by a citizen, it's taken up by an outside agency from the police department. This is the part that I meant by could create jobs. Imagine a huge building in a city that does nothing but receives information, storage, and data from all these police mics and cameras. You don't think that people ain't gonna be lined up around the corner trying to take that job? But what they would do is they would review the footage and help make the judgment. So what this does is it actually increases the safety of the police officer and the civilian. Because going back to what I said, when you know you won't tape, you tend to act right.
So, Kale, what happens when people turn off the camera, or the camera falls down, or the mic went mute, or this?
First thing you need to do is make it foolproof so that if it does happen, that it's intentional. Then you need to have some consequences set up. And I'm not talking desk duty or paid leave. I mean, check this out. When you really want somebody to act right, mess with their money. The way I see it is something like this. First time you cut the camera off, you done for a day. No pay. Go home. The second time you do it, we dock you for an entire week. When you do that, it causes the police officer to have to make better judgment while on the job. Or in some cases, it just gets the dirty road cops off the force. Because let's face it, if you a cop and you do something you ain't supposed to do, you're about to get caught and you tamper with that camera. If you don't get paid for a week and you got to go home and explain to little Johnny why he can't go to soccer practice this week, or Katie has to eat the little baked beans with the hot dogs cut up for a week because your dumb butt didn't act right on the job, you gonna know something. But it's not like that, y'all. It's not like that. Right now, there are 0 consequences that are tough enough to make somebody act right. Not to mention just you as a whole. Imagine, time out. These are how some police stops really go.
A hard ass, or you want to go back to Richmond?
All I'm saying is
Don't talk shit.
I'm not talking shit.
You guys are all over there, a bunch of tatted up gangsters and everything, hanging out.
I'm not a gangster.
Yeah, but you're all tatted up. You're sitting there.
My son's name? My son's name?
You can't even park the damn car right. You're over there. She's all tatted and everything else. You're not even from around here. All right. So don't come here and talk shit. Go right. So go.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Get out of the car. Damn. Get out of the car. Oh shit! What the fuck? Get your hands. Put your hands on the fucking thing. Put them on the thing. Put them right there. Put them right there. Whoa! I'll put a round in your ass so quick. What?
Now, if you claim that you a good cop, or if you claim that you don't got a racist bone in your body, imagine that footage getting out in the whole community, your wife, your kids, your family, and everybody looking saying, you done it. Boy, you done embarrassed the family. I know that's how it used to be for me. My mom just tell me, you better not go out there and embarrass this family. But it's nothing. Right now, it is nothing set up. Now, I thought about all this in the middle of making a sandwich and going to the kitchen watching football. If I could do it then, you mean to tell me there ain't nobody sitting in a place and no lawmakers that can come up with something that's better? Check out this article right here. Crime dropped 60% when body cameras came on force. So yes, I agree with the step that the government made in putting out body cameras, but I think now is the time to do a little bit more. Whoa, but in case you missed it, they did the exact opposite. That's right, on Tuesday, July 12th, a new law now makes police cam footage unavailable to the public. I mean, smack dead in your face, and everybody missed it. See, there's a lot of people out there that think that this is new, like the police brutality videos, but y'all ain't been listening to us. There are some non-black people that think that we be making this up, like every black man goes to some special black university where we learn how to pull the race card and we learn to say that the police mistreat me. But the whole world is seeing it now. And I'm like, this stuff's been going on. Like, it's been going on. Y'all just now seeing it. Oh, it is getting a lot more crazy. I done seen a white woman get choked. Y'all probably missed it last week when a white unarmed man got shot. So I agree a little bit that it's really not a black-white issue. That is a police state. Man, but they show is ratcheting it up on these black folks. So what we gonna do, y'all? This is where you come in at. Please tell me what you think about the idea, what you like, what you dislike, what should be added. so we can maybe tweak some things, because honestly, I'm trying to get this to somebody that can make a difference. So feel free to like, comment, share, tag a friend, all that good stuff. I'll holler at you later.